Welcome to Mind Decoded, where we explore the psychology behind human behavior. Let's decode today's topic. You believe something. Could be political, could be about your health, could be about your relationship, could be about your career. And every single day, you encounter information that confirms exactly what you already believe. You see articles that support your view. You hear stories that validate your position. You notice evidence everywhere proving you're right. Meanwhile, your friend believes the exact opposite. And somehow, they're also finding evidence everywhere proving they're right. You're both looking at the same world. You're both intelligent, reasonable people. But you're reaching completely different conclusions about reality. How is this possible? The answer is simpler and more disturbing than you think. Your brain isn't showing you reality. It's showing you a filtered version designed to protect your existing beliefs. This is confirmation bias. And once you understand how it works, you'll never trust your own thinking the same way again. Today on Mind Decoded, we're breaking down confirmation bias. Why your brain actively hides contradictory evidence. How this bias shapes everything from your relationships to your career. And what you can actually do to see more clearly. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This content is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered medical, psychological, or mental health advice. If you're experiencing mental health concerns, please consult with a qualified mental health professional. Confirmation bias is your brain's tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in ways that confirm your pre-existing beliefs. You don't process information objectively. You process it through a filter designed to protect what you already think is true. Here's what makes this particularly insidious. You're not consciously doing this. You genuinely believe you're being objective. You genuinely believe you're considering all the evidence. But your brain is running this filter automatically, beneath your conscious awareness. Psychologist Peter Wason first demonstrated this experimentally in the 1960s. He gave people a sequence of numbers and asked them to figure out the rule governing the sequence. People formed hypotheses and then only tested cases that would confirm their hypothesis. They almost never tested cases that might disprove it. Even when explicitly told to look for disconfirming evidence, people couldn't do it naturally. This isn't stupidity. This is how human cognition works. Your brain is optimized for efficiency, not accuracy. Changing your beliefs requires mental energy. Reconsidering your worldview is cognitively expensive. So your brain protects existing beliefs by default. It's easier. Here's how confirmation bias operates in everyday life. You believe you're a good judge of character. So when you hire someone and they underperform, you don't question your judgment. You look for external explanations. The economy, their personal problems, bad luck. You find reasons that preserve your belief in your hiring ability. You believe organic food is healthier. So you notice every study supporting this. You remember stories about pesticides. You pay attention when someone says they feel better eating organic. But studies showing no significant health difference? Your brain filters those out. You literally don't notice them. You believe your partner doesn't appreciate you. So you notice every time they forget something. Every time they're distracted. Every time they don't thank you. But all the times they do show appreciation, those don't register as strongly. Your brain is actively collecting evidence for your belief while discounting evidence against it. Research by Charles Lord demonstrates this perfectly. He showed people studies about capital punishment. People who supported it found supportive studies convincing and dismissed contradictory ones. Opponents did the reverse. Same data, opposite conclusions. This is the backfire effect. Contradictory evidence doesn't change minds. It makes people dig in harder. Social media amplifies this exponentially. The algorithm learns what you engage with. You click on content that confirms your views. You scroll past content that challenges them. Over time, your feed becomes an echo chamber perfectly designed to validate everything you already believe. You think you're staying informed. You're actually being shown a curated reality that matches your existing worldview. Now let's talk about why your brain does this. Beliefs aren't just thoughts. They're part of your identity. Changing a belief means admitting you were wrong. Your brain treats this like a threat. When someone challenges your views, your amygdala activates. The same region responding to danger. Additionally, beliefs connect to your social group. Changing your mind risks social rejection. Your brain evolved in tribes where exclusion meant death. Protecting group beliefs became survival. So how do you actually counteract confirmation bias? You can't eliminate it. It's too fundamental to how your brain operates. But you can reduce its influence. First, actively seek disconfirming evidence. When you believe something strongly, deliberately search for the best arguments against it. Don't look for weak arguments you can easily dismiss. Find the smartest people who disagree with you and understand their reasoning. This feels uncomfortable. Your brain will resist. You'll notice yourself thinking of counter-arguments while reading. That's confirmation bias trying to protect your belief. Notice it. Keep reading anyway. Second, separate your identity from your beliefs. You are not your opinions. Changing your mind doesn't mean you were stupid before. It means you learned something. Smart people update their beliefs when presented with better evidence. Stupid people double down. Third, use the falsification test. For any belief you hold, ask, what evidence would convince me I'm wrong? If your answer is, nothing could convince me, you're not holding a belief. You're holding a faith, and that's fine for personal values. But recognize it's not based on evidence. Fourth, diversify your information sources. If you only consume media that agrees with you, you're feeding confirmation bias. Deliberately seek perspectives you disagree with. Not to argue, to understand. Fifth, practice intellectual humility. Hold beliefs probabilistically, not absolutely. Instead of, I know this is true, try, based on current evidence, this seems likely to be true. This creates space for updating. Here's what confirmation bias costs you. In relationships, it prevents you from seeing your partner clearly. You notice everything that confirms your narrative about them while missing contradictory evidence. This destroys intimacy. In your career, it keeps you making the same mistakes. You interpret failures as bad luck rather than flawed strategy because changing strategy means admitting your approach was wrong. In investing, it causes you to hold losing positions too long. You search for reasons the investment will recover while ignoring signs it won't. In health decisions, it can be deadly. You believe a treatment works, so you notice every time you feel better after taking it. You don't notice it's not actually improving your condition because your brain filters out contradictory evidence. Now let's talk about when confirmation bias actually helps. It's not always destructive. When you're building something new, some confirmation bias keeps you going. Entrepreneurs need to believe in their vision even when evidence is mixed. Complete objectivity would paralyze action. The key is knowing when you're in exploration mode versus exploitation mode. When exploring new ideas, confirmation bias helps you commit and test fully. When evaluating results, you need to override it and look at data objectively. Here's the meta-level insight. Right now, reading this, you're probably thinking about all the ways other people exhibit confirmation bias. Your political opponents, your coworkers, your family members, that itself is confirmation bias. You're using this information to confirm your existing belief that you're more rational than others. The hardest thing about confirmation bias is that everyone thinks they're the exception. You think you're good at updating beliefs. You think you're objective. This very thought is confirmation bias protecting itself. True intellectual honesty starts with assuming you're just as biased as everyone else. You're not broken. You're not close-minded. You're human. Your brain evolved to protect beliefs, not to seek truth. Understanding this doesn't make you immune, but it makes you slightly more capable of questioning your own certainty. And that small capability might be the difference between being right and just feeling right. Next time on Mind Decoded, we're exploring a decision-making tool that cuts through emotional noise. The 10-10-10 rule. How considering the consequences of your choice at 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years transforms decision quality. And why temporal distance is the key to clarity. Don't miss it. And that's how the mind works. If this helped you understand yourself better, subscribe for weekly psychology insights. Thanks for watching.